Receivers in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. They ranked every team's receiving group, which includes all pass catchers, such as tight end Zach Ertz. The Eagles made a big addition this offseason, bringing Deshaun Jackson back to Philly. They were ranked ahead of the Falcons, Rams, and Chiefs. And by the way, Skip's Cowboys were 19th. So, Shannon, do you agree with these rankings?
No. I think the Philadelphia Eagles have an unbelievable receiving core. I like the addition of Deshaun Jackson, the two tight ends, Zach Ertz and Goddard, and they got Alshon. But they're not better than Kansas City. They're not better than the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins, they have the best tight end in the game is Travis Kelce. They drafted a Hardman out of the University of Georgia who runs 4.3. No. Kansas City has a better receiving core. I believe the Cleveland Browns, with Jarvis Landry, with Callaway, Odell Beckham, and Njoku, have a better receiving core. The Rams, Atlanta, Justin Hooper, Julio, Sanu, Calvin Ridley. No, Skip, I'm going to disagree. Look, I love it. I think Carson wins these weapons, but no, they do not have a better receiving core than the teams that I mentioned. And what about the Cowboys? Let me look at my list. The Cowboys, 19th. So, in other words,
that
what
means
they're
their
telling
quarterback
me
is really good. Go ahead.
Don't do this, Gil. So, hold on. I guess they're not as enthused about Randall Cobb and Michael Gallup. I guess they need to sign David Quinnipiac because that's the only polls that matter. 19th, Skip Bayless, 19th. Oh, my goodness.
Well,
there's no way... Skip, there's no way you go into the playoffs with a quarterback that can't make the top 100 and a receiving core that's ranked 19th. No playoffs for you.
You're even going with lame jokes about David Quinnipiac? I once spoke at that school. I know it. I was there.
What you know about Quinnipiac?
I was there.
I've never been there.
That's by ESPN.
Yeah.
Pro Football Focus got this right. This team is loaded. Pro Football Focus says it has the best offensive line and the best receiving core, and I'm buying because you got Deshaun. People still think he's the best deep threat in pro football. He can still run by.
I know what you're trying to do.
What's that? I'm not.
I know what you're trying to do, Skip Bayless. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to hype it up. You're trying to hype it up.
Wait. Zach Ertz, he may not be the best, but he's top 2, 3. I don't know. He's really good. He bedevils my Cowboys. He always has big games. And Dallas Goedert, I wanted Dallas to draft, and they snuck up and stole him from us 2 drafts ago. So I like him as a backup tight end, and Alshon, and Aguilar. What more could you want? Except they drafted that kid I loved out of Stanford, bottom of the 2nd round, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Every time I turn on a Stanford game the last couple of years, red zone, he just goes up and snatches it. From a basketball family, he's only 6'2", but he plays like he's 6'5", 225.
He does.
And he led this receiving class in contested catches because any red zone, it's just his ball. Will that help? Sure, it'll help. So I'm going to give you that. And they are just raving in camp about Jordan Howard. They got a big old banger, 225 pounds. They got their Zeke now. So I don't know what's not to like except the quarterback. I don't know about the quarterback. You love him. But I'm not sure about him. But boy, does he have help. He's got the most help in the National Football League, according to Pro Football Focus.
But let me ask you a question. Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, and Travis Kelce, and Nicole Hardman, I think that's his name, Skip. They're loaded. And you look at Atlanta, they still got Julio. And look, Antonio Brown was rated ahead of Julio. But I still believe on my board, Julio is the best receiver in the game. And then you pair him with Calvin Ridley, who had double-digit touchdowns. Hooper, who doesn't get a whole lot of credit because you have the Zach Ertz, because you have the Travis Kelce, because you have the kid in San Francisco, Kittles. But I like his game. I really do like his game. And then when you look at Cleveland, you look at Odell, you look at Jarvis, you look at Callaway, you look at Njoku. Look, I believe they have a top 5 receiving core. But number 1, I'm going to have to push back on that one. And I like the Eagles. I like what Howie Roseman, Howie T. That's what they call it, Howie T. I love what Howie T has done. But I know what you're trying to do, Skip Bayless. Oh, they got the best offensive line.
They do.
They got all these weapons. And then you want to hope that when your guy, when the Cowboys, if the Cowboys were to luckily, somehow, happenstance, win the game, you're going to like, my guy doesn't have this receiving core. My guy doesn't have this offensive line. I know what you're going to do, Skip
Well, he doesn't.
But it won't happen.
That's what they said. They said.
And guess what? And you're not going to win. And you're not going to win.
They said Philly has the deepest receiving core, and I don't think you can argue that because I just went 7 deep. It's just too many weapons, an embarrassment of riches for one quarterback to have, except the quarterback who won all the playoff games is now the starter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Magic Man is no longer in the Philly locker room. The quarterback they built the shrine to exited stage left. They pushed him right out the door because Howie T, is that what you call him? Whatever he is.
Yeah, Howie T.
Yeah, he traded up for Carson Wentz. So to validate that move, he gave him $108 guaranteed million, the most guaranteed dollars in all the National Football League, and said, nope, we got to clear the decks of Nick Foles. It's our kid. It's the kid that we bet the ranch on in Philadelphia. Here he comes.
I see what
coming
you did,
back.
Skip Bayless.
It's all on that kid. You want to talk about pressure? Your kid, Carson Wentz, as in W-I-N-C-E, Wentz.
You're
going to be wincing next year because he is D-O. No, how should I do it? D-I-H. That's what he is. He is deer in headlights. I'm going to start calling him D-I-H because he's deer in headlights. He's going to have a long, hard year in Philadelphia.
I love how you do it. You real slick.
I just did
you real good with the words. You real slick with the words. And people, if people don't really pay attention, because what you try to do, oh, Carson Wentz, he has an embarrassment of riches.
He does.
Oh, riches beyond any other quarterback. Whatever.
Jordan Howard?
Whatever.
Even you've been raving about Jordan Howard. He's got it all. He has the most weapons, including the offensive line, in the whole league. Wow. How can he not be great? Better be.
Skip, all I said was, look, I do believe the Eagles are loaded. They have the potential to be very dynamic. They have an opportunity to be better than what they were the year they went to the Super Bowl. Now, they might have a better, they might not end up finishing it off, but I believe they have a chance to be really, really good. But when I look at their receiver core, player for player, I'll take Kansas City.
Okay.
When I look at their receiver core, I'll take Cleveland, I'll take Atlanta over Phillies. Not to say they're not good, because I believe they are. But 2 of the 3 guys at Kansas City went to the Pro Bowl.
What you're trying to do is take pressure off Carson Wentz because you know as well as I do, shaky at best. And all I know is those players you love, those 1,100 National Football League players who voted on the top 100, they voted Carson Wentz down from 3rd overall a year ago to 96.
Hurt.
He barely made the top 100.
I noticed that.
3rd to 96.
But guess what, Skip Bayless? Guess what? He was hurt and still made it. Your guy have yet to miss a start and can't crack the top 100.
Well, maybe he was 101. We don't know. They didn't release 100 to, 101 to 110. We don't know that.
Figure it out.
But through my contacts, I did ask them to expand it so you could get another guy into the top 100 so you can feel good. This team is loaded. We got 10 guys in the top 100. And what?
So,
the L every year.
I am picking Dallas once again to win the NFC East as they have 2 of the last 3 years because they had the most players in the top 100, 8. They were Dallas Cowboys, and that does not include my quarterback.
But hold on. But that's just what that doesn't matter. You told me the quarterback is the most important position, so it doesn't matter. They could have had 15 guys. If you don't have that important position, what does it matter? That's what you told me. You've just been telling me that the whole morning. The most important position is the quarterback. Now you're heaping praise about how many players they had, even though they didn't have the quarterback. So now it's not important. The quarterback is not important because you don't have one that made the top 100. Is that what you're saying?
By next year, he'll be top 20 at worst because they devalue quarterbacks.
Whatever.
Dak.
Okay, bet 5 cases right now he don't get be number 20.
No, I'm not going to bet that because I don't trust the players because they don't know what's going on. Michael Jordan, when he's tried to pick players, he never knew what was going on. So
But he knew who the good players were that were currently playing. He might not can pick them now, but I guarantee you, he knew who. If you say, Mike, pick a starting 5. when he was playing, I guarantee you know who to pick.
You know,
and that's what the top 100 is about.
Mike would have picked me, and me. That's who his starting five was.
Oh, gotta love it. Okay, this is something we've been talking about. Will Manny Pacquiao get a rematch with Floyd Mayweather? Good for us. Ray Mancini is here. So we'll discuss all the latest next.